originally from Iowa, eastern Iowa. I grew up there, lived there until just a few years ago. I've been playing music pretty much the whole time. I started as a trumpet player in elementary school. I sang in choirs at church, listened to radio with my parents, sang along, did all that stuff. And I was a pretty good trumpet player, and I still play to this day. I got a degree in trumpet from the University of Iowa. But in late high school, I started playing bass, and that really kind of opened up my ears and eyes to music, because for the first time, I wasn't kind of taking for granted what I was playing, because I wasn't necessarily bound to sheet music. Nothing wrong with sheet music, of course, a useful tool. But it kind of opened up my ears, and like, okay, why does that sound good? You know, what does that mean? So that kind of opened up my ears to getting the theory side of things. Anyway, so I've been playing bass for about 13 years or so now. Ended up playing a lot of gigs around the area, Midwest, all sorts of bands, rock, pop, country, some jazz, funk, Caribbean bands. I moved out to Maryland a couple years back. I studied for a year at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, just down the road, up the road. Did a certificate program in composition, so I also kind of have a writing side to my background as well. And after that, I was like, well, I was thinking about doing the grad school, right? Going for a master's degree or a full doctorate at some point in composition. But there's really not a whole lot of money in that right now, especially going for the full doctorate. Anyway, so I'm kind of at this crossroads, right? What am I going to do? I mean, I love to play music. I can do some, maybe professional office jobs like I've been doing, like when I was still back in the Midwest. But really, music is what I wanted to do. And what's the best way to do that with, being able to perform music, write music, but still have a stable income? So I looked into the Army. And I had been playing with a couple gentlemen down in the D.C. area who were actually in the Army Field Band, fantastic players, and they were doing kind of a side wedding band project. And in talking with them, I kind of got interested, and I ended up contacting a local band liaison for the Army who kind of takes care of the East Coast. I set up an audition. Audition went really well, passed it, I earned the spot in the band, and then I went through the whole process of going through all the physical stuff and everything. Was cleared for that.
Can you tell us what kind of band it is again?
Sure. Well, sure. So each Army band, there's like 30 or so bands in the active Army across the nation, a few overseas. And they're kind of modular, meaning that there's like 40 or so people in each band, but they'll break up into different little segments. So you'll have a full band, like a concert band playing wind ensemble music, and then do a jazz band as well. But then there'll be a rock band, a country band, maybe a smaller jazz combo, brass quintets, woodwind quintets, things of that nature.
Right.
So they cover a lot of ground. So anyway, back to the history there. We started basic training last fall. That was a good experience. A lot of people, the number one question, they say, "Oh, you're a musician, right? Do you have to go through basic training? Do they go easy on it?" No, everybody goes through and does the same thing. It was a really great experience. And then after that, and from when I just graduated, it was the Army School of Music down in Virginia Beach.